All right, guys, it's Jahlon, and I really don't know what to make of today's live stream from Intrepid Studios. As you know, they showcased combat today, something that a lot of people have been waiting for a really long time, and it was good. I want to give credit where credit is due. The animations, I made a note here. The animations look good for what today's presentation was. Neat and clean and really go in the direction that we need to go, I guess, because somewhere in the last about 18 months, I've kind of lost the vision statement. I kind of lost the heading. And we'll talk about that a little bit, but I don't want this to sound like I'm being negative. I think what Intrepid Studios put out today looks really good. It looks really clean. I got asked what I would say on just the animations. I would give the animations a 9 on their own, which is pretty good because these aren't even final pass yet. So I don't want people to think that I'm saying like, oh, this is horrible. What I want to say is, well, if you look back on my channel, you can find Battle Royale footage, you can find Alpha 1 footage. So this is a long way from what we saw about last August, August 2021, when Alpha 1 was ending up. But I'm very confused by what we're seeing here. A couple of months ago, Steven mentioned that we were going to have active blocking, and you see that in the video. And if you haven't checked this video out in 4K over on the official YouTube, I'll put a link to that in the description below. But what does it do? How does active block fit in to blocking waterfall stats? And this is the big question. I think the really big question is, and I've done videos on this, has Intrepid done a 180 on combat? I think that a key part of show and tell is that you show the thing and then you tell about the thing. And it's great. And I know people are going to say, well, Steven and the staff, the engineers, the designers, they were talking and talking, and they were talking a lot. And there's a lot of good things in there. And if you didn't pick up on the fact, they're talking about, we're not just designing one ability, we're designing like the tools for the teams to be able to build the abilities. And that's great. That's exactly the sort of stuff that I want to hear. But I don't know what direction we're going. If you guys remember back when this project first came out, it was going to be a tab project. And then it was going to be a action tab hybrid that if that didn't work out, they were going to fall back to tab and tab enhanced. And then on this show, I've asked Steven, what's a tab ability? What's an action ability? And back in 2019, we had one set of definitions. And then later on, Steven sort of changed that. Abilities were supposed to start action or tab. And now when they put the combat in a redesign last October, some ideas that they're going to do action and tab, some changes, and I think that's great. But I think a couple of things. Number one, I think it'd be great if Intrepid would stop doling out the information the way they're doing it. I'm going to say this, not taking anything away from the live stream. I don't know who the target audience is anymore. If the target audience was the same target audience from 2017, then we need some explanations. If the target audience is now the action crowd, then I think Intrepid needs to say that they're pivoting in design and they're going to orientate more to an action flavor. I think this is one of those really big points where the tab fans need to leave comments on this video, the official video, go to the forums, go to the Reddit, because a lot of people say, oh, Jahlon doesn't like action combat. I do like action combat. I like Dark Souls. I like Dynasty Warriors. I do like action combat. I just don't like action combat in my MMORPGs, which is fine. I don't go to BDO and try to get Black Desert to try to make their game more tab. I don't go to ESO and try to get them to make their game more tab. The only reason why I speak out vocally about these changes is because Intrepid presented this to us in 2017 as a organically tab game. So the active blocking is a big one. I'm not against this filler attack being the left mouse button, but from what I'm seeing in the video, and maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, and this is where you should leave a comment on my video, I'm starting to feel that Steven has pivoted in design. And that's fine. It's his project. He can go any direction he wants with it. I'm not trying to dictate anything about the direction, but I feel like it's hard to continue advocating for this project because I don't know the direction we're going. It's been almost a year. You'll hear Steven say that in the video. It's been a year since they released the last split body animation thing, which was great, but we haven't even really gotten any information beyond that. Somebody shared with me, and I don't know if this is true or not, but Asmongold said Steven is taking a half-court shot. I agree. I think showing the combat today the way they did was definitely taking a half-court shot. But the problem is, it wasn't 3 seconds left in the fourth quarter, down by 1, and you needed to hit it from half court. I don't know what the rush is. Steven mentioned a while ago they wanted to do incremental rollouts of show and tell, which is fine. I think they showed a lot today. I don't think they told as much as they needed to. I think the big thing we need to know now is it still a plan to be action tab hybrid, or have you pivoted to the vocal minority and you're going to do an action game? And if that's not the intention, I think that the July live stream needs to definitely, number one, tell a lot about the direction, reset priorities, realign priorities. But I also think that they need to show some tab stuff now. I'm getting a lot of comments from people that are saying that they feel like Ashes is changing its entire route, its entire direction, its entire vision. And that might be true. And that's fine if Steven wants to change it. I think there might be some disgruntled people if we move too far away from tab. But then that gives Steven an opportunity to talk in July about who the target audience is. I did see a really good quote on my Discord. I wanted to share it with people. It's about managing expectations. The thing today is I wasn't able to see the live stream live, and my phone blew up. My Discord blew up. People telling me how great this looked. I'm not trying to take anything away from what Intrepid showed today. It looks really good. However, it's about a 4. On the grand scheme of things, it's about a 4. Sure, the animations are a 9 out of 10. The progress is a 9 out of 10. But overall, you're looking at a 4. What I mean by that is, Karthos on my Discord said, it's like showing somebody the transmission to a car in a box, and their response is, that's a good-looking car. Well, that's a disingenuous, thumbs up to the person building the car. All you're looking is at a box. You're not even looking at anything sexy. You're looking at the transmission in a box. That's what I'd like to see the Ashes of Creation community maybe throttle down on a little bit. It's great, the progress. I'm not taking anything away from the progress. I'm not taking anything away from the artifact they put out today. But I think we need to throttle down, and we need to realize that show and tell, they showed a lot. Now we need them to tell a little bit more. Again, you can disagree with me. That's fine. We can disagree on whatever. That's human nature. We can disagree on what we see. I'm not trying to be whatever people are calling me now. I guess I'm a doomer. Whatever that means. I'm a realist. I like to keep things realistic. I like to keep the expectations realistic. But leave me your comments here. And then if you don't want to leave them here, make sure you leave them somewhere. Do you like the fact that this is looking like it's going more BDO, ESO, Dark Souls, Elden Ring style? Are you afraid that Steven's abandoned tab combat? And if you don't want to leave that comment here, leave that somewhere. The Reddit, the forums, their video. Just please make sure that this doesn't turn into a vocal minority-driven game and the silent majority ends up with a product they don't like. Anyway, I should be back to streaming next week. Definitely going to take this video apart next week. We're going to talk about it and a lot of the Q&A. If you guys didn't stick around for the official live stream Q&A, make sure you go check that out. There's a lot of good nuggets of information in there. We're going to unpack that all week. I will see you guys when I'm back live next week, first week of July in 2022.